All right, back in 2007, when Sherry and John Petersik started a blog to document their adventures renovating their first home, they couldn't have predicted what would happen next. Over a million monthly visitors to their Young House Love website, a best-selling book, product lines for Target and Home Depot. I guess you'd say it's probably been a pretty wild ride for the two of you. Good to have you all with us today.
Thank you.
This is the latest chapter in Sherry and John's adventure, a new book called Lovable Livable Home, full of inspiring DIY ideas that you can use at your house. So great to have you all with us today. And actually, great thing on this book, you just recently found out it too is now a New York Times bestseller.
Yes,
Yeah.
Very pleasant surprise. We found it just a couple days ago, so we're so grateful.
Well, congrats to you. And the
Thank you.
follow-up, the other book too, is also on the New York Times list. Let's go back to the first one. Did you ever think from where you started with everything that you would be at this point and the list of things I just read off a moment ago?
Not in a million
Not
years.
one bit. It was really just a hobby that we started to document our own kitchen renovation, and we just sort of rode the wild ride as it went and just saw where it took us.
Yeah, and my co-host, who is very sorry she couldn't be here today, follows you big time, so she was hoping to get a chance to meet you all. If you will, talk about the new book, Lovable Livable Home. How would you describe this one?
We really wanted to talk about how, you see these beautiful rooms in magazines or in books, but you think, give my kids 5 minutes in there and they'll just destroy it. So that's where livable comes in. We wanted to create rooms that you can actually, they can work for your family and you can live in them and use them, but they also can be beautiful, and those two things don't have to be mutually exclusive.
Yay, that's good to hear, because we do these parade of home type things and you go, yeah, that's nice, but then what happens when you add kids
Right, or
to
like
the
a
mix?
dog.
Yeah.
So the fun thing about this book is we brought in lots of different families to see how their homes worked for them, people with lots of children, lots of pets, older families downsizing, a family with a son in a wheelchair, just all these interesting challenges, renters, a family that moves a lot with the military, to see how they can make homes that are beautiful but also livable, and then we sort of shared the secrets. In
All right, super. Got a couple of secrets that we're going to share with folks right now. One of them is a decorating dilemma for everybody, and that's that big black box, especially now that they hang on the wall. So talk about decorating around the TV.
That's exactly it. It's when the TV is on, it's great, but when it's off, it just becomes this kind of black hole in the room. And so it's about taking the focus off of it a little bit, so there's some interest around it, whether it's hanging frames, putting some decorative objects around it, or just sort of inset it in like a bookcase or something else to give the wall some meaning besides just, here's the TV.
All right, super. Now, another thing that folks are afraid of is adding color, because a lot of times we want to be very basic because we're thinking if we get too much color, it will be a little bit too strange.
Yeah.
It can be scary. As a matter of fact, when we moved in our home about 10 years ago, we painted the room, and before we moved into the house, we repainted it again because we weren't happy with the color. So talk about decorating around color.
Well, one of the nice things with when you add a pop of color, you can really sort of like choose your own adventure. You go as far as you'd like. So you can add one pop, maybe in colorful stools. There are even colorful appliances now. One home in the book has a blue stove, which is really cute.
A blue stove?
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
So there's lots of ways, in a kitchen you can hang some art. Nobody really thinks about decorating a kitchen like that, but you're in the room all the time. So treating it like any other room in your house. In this example, the lights are a certain color for an accent,
like
colorful
orange.
pots on the stove. There's lots of ways to bring in some fun in your kitchen.
All right, super. And so we've got blue chairs in this one, but no blue stove in this picture.
Now, that's not the blue stove. You'll have to look in the book for that one.
All right, and then another one too, as far as being creative, is when we're dealing with things as far as our children are concerned. And again, that's a huge point for you all. So talk about that. Got a couple of ideas on this one as well.
Yeah, we've got 2 kids ourselves, and so it's about finding ways to make the home fun for them and creating even little nooks for them to find some places that feel like their own. So we have some families, like this is a family that had some room under their stairs that wasn't useful for us full-size people, but for the kids it was this nice secret spot for them to play. And this is another homeowner who added what they called a mouse hole between the closet of their son's room and their daughter's room. So it's kind of this fun secret passage that they get to share and create memories around. And they added it when they were getting a bigger doorway added downstairs for themselves. So it's just, fun little memories that they can create.
Very cool, because 2 ideas that I don't think most people would have thought about, but a great way to use that space.
Yeah.
So thank you all so very much for being with us today.
So glad to be here.
All right, now you can find lots of project ideas and design inspiration in the book, Lovable Livable Home and on Sherry and John's website, younghouselove.com. Right now, as soon as they leave the show, they are heading over to the Southern Festival of Books for a presentation at noon today. So great to meet you all. First time to the festival.
Yeah.
You will love it. So thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you so much.